Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Alhamdulillahi wa kafa wa salamun ala ibadihi alladhina istafa amma ba'd. Fa'udhu billahi min ash-shaytanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Wa ma arsalnaka illa rahmatan lil alamin. Subhana rabbika rabbil izzati amma yasifun wa salamun ala al-mursalin walhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد وبارك وسلم. سبحانك لا علم لنا إلا ما علمتنا إنك أنت العليم الحكيم. اللهم انفعنا بما علمتنا وعلمنا ما ينفعنا وزدنا علما. Alright, so we are doing Kitaab Adab of Sunan Abi Dawood. We finished Babun fi Shukr al-Ma'ruf yesterday. There are a few chapters after that I'm skipping these babs, but I'll mention the names of these abwab. One is Babun fi fil julusi fi turuqat. It's a chapter regarding sitting on the pathways, on the roads, the etiquettes of that. Hopefully we don't sit on the roads like people used to. People still do if you go into villages and stuff like that. But I'm skipping that. Then Babun fi sa'atil majlis, to make space in the gatherings. I'm skipping that. Babun fil julusi bayna shamsi wa dhil, sitting in the sun and in the shadow. Some sitting in the sun, some sitting in the shadow. Babun fit tahalluq, to sit in a halaqa, in a circle, how to sit in a circle. Let me mention this quickly. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Wa bis-sanad al-muttasil minna ila al-Imam Abi Dawood rahimahullah ta'ala qala haddathana Musaddad qala haddathani Yahya an al-A'mash qala haddathani al-Musayyib bin Rafi' an Tamim al-Taraf an Jabir bin Samura radiyallahu ta'ala anhu qala dakhala Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam al-masjida wa hum hilaqun faqala ma li arakum izin. Sayyidina Jabir says, radiyallahu anhu, that Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he went to the masjid and people were sitting separately in different halaqas. Halaqa is like a circle, right? It's a halaqa. So sitting in a circle. So people had made different halaqas, different circles. So he said, why am I seeing you sitting separately? Why are you not sitting together? وبي قال حدثنا واصل بن عبد الأعلى بن فضيل عن الأعمش بهذا قال أنه يحب الجماعة. So Imam Abu Dawud rahimahullah ta'ala, he is saying that Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam he loved people sitting in a jama'ah, in a gathering, not separate. If you're together, be together. وبي قال حدثنا محمد بن جعفر الوركاني وحناد أن شريكا أخبرهم عن سماق عن جابر بن سمرة رضي الله تعالى عنه قال كنا إذا أتينا النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم جلس أحدنا حيث ينتهي. Sayyidina Jabir bin Samura is saying radiyallahu anhu, when we used to come to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, one of us would sit wherever he will find space, and he won't cross people's shoulders, will not jump over the shoulders of people. Rather, wherever they will find space, they will sit there. So anyway, if people start from the start, it's ideal to sit in a halaqah together. If you're sitting in a majlis, ideally this should be the way of sitting, like not random, but rather making a halaqah. The good thing is that everybody has an equal opportunity to face the person. Right now, some people are sitting at the back, some people are sitting in the front. So if you're sitting like this, if you're a small number of people, of course, if there's a lot of people, then the second hadith. That, of course, if there are say 100 people here, you cannot make a halaqah of 100 people. Then people sit randomly, as we sit in a masjid, in a Jumu'ah khutbah, and then wherever we find space, then we come and then we sit there. So that's how do you understand these things. Plus, once the gathering has started, now halakha is made, right? So wherever you find space, sit. Now you don't like push people, oh, make space for me. Give me a space in halakha because you are late. So that's what he's saying. Theek? And the next bab is babun fil julusi wast al halaqah, to sit in the middle of a halaqah. Now imagine there are people sitting like this in a halaqah and somebody comes in and sits right in the middle. This is a halaqah and they come and they sit in the middle, right? Trying to make himself prominent and as if I'm special. Why are you special? Go and sit together. وبقال حدثنا موسى بن إسماعيل قال حدثنا أبان قال حدثنا قتادة قال حدثني أبو المجلس عن حذيفة رضي الله تعالى عنه أن رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم لعن من جلس وسط الحلقة. He cursed people who sit in the middle of the halaqah. I'm skipping the next bab is bal babun fi rajuli yaqumu li rajuli min majlisihi. To stand up, this is regarding a man standing up for a man from his place of sitting. We only have 3 days, like today, tomorrow, and the day after. Time passed so quickly, Subhanallah. Only 3 days left. We have only 2 sahur left. Subhanallah. 3 iftars, 2 sahurs, inshallah. If we live by that time, of course. And Allah Ta'ala gives us tawfiq and everything goes well, inshallah. Hopefully, inshallah. So because we have only 3 days, I thought, let's cover those ahadith that go along with the other discussions that we are having. So babu man yu'maru an yujalis, with whom we are ordered to accompany or to sit with. In other words, in whose sohbat should we sit? We have been talking sohbah, right? Company. In whose company should we be sitting? It's a longer hadith, and majority of us have heard this hadith or read this hadith at some time, at some point in our life. وبه قال حدثنا مسلم بن إبراهيم قال حدثنا أبان عن قتادة عن أنس رضي الله تعالى عنه قال قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم مثل المؤمن الذي يقرأ القرآن مثل أترج ريحها طيب وطعمها طيب ومثل المؤمن الذي لا يقرأ القرآن كمثل التمرة طعمها طيب ولا ريح لها. He said sallallahu alaihi wasallam, a believer who recites the Quran is like a citrus fruit, right? Say tarjuma kiya maine. Citron. It's like a citron whose fragrance is sweet and whose taste is sweet. One who recites the Quran is like a citron whose fragrance is good, smells good, right? And whose taste is sweet. And a believer who does not recite the Quran is like a date which has no fragrance but has a sweet taste. He's mu'min, he's a believer, he has iman. So his taste is sweet, but there's no fragrance, there's no smell, good smell coming out of him. Why? Because he does not recite the Quran. وَمَثَلُ الْفَاجِرِ الَّذِي يَقْرَأُ الْقُرْآنَ كَمَثَلِ الرَّيْحَانَ رِيحُهَا طَيِّبٌ وَطَعْمُهَا مُرٌّ. Yahan pe again, this is mu'min versus fajr. I said it before that we have to see that what is the zid that is coming in that particular statement. What is the opposite that is mentioned, if there is. So then you understand the first through the understanding of the second, right? So here mu'min is in the meanings of a kamil mu'min. Who is a kamil mu'min? Imran? Who is a kamil mu'min? यार कौन सा मुश्किल सवाल पूछा है, जल्दी से बताएं ना. नहीं यार, कामिल मोमिन, perfect believer. Who is a perfect believer? कोई बता दे. Who acts on Quran and Sunnah. इसमें क्या मुश्किल बात है? मुश्किल बात है. वो तो सारे वो उसी का नतीजा निकलता है ना. Essentially the end result is he acts on everything that is said by Allah and His Messenger. Why does it happen? And we spoke about it. Love, fear, etc. वो तो Well, they are the causes for that. So yeah. So here is a mu'min versus fajr. A mu'min, a kamil believer, a perfect believer versus a person who sins, right? So a perfect believer who recites Quran, his example is like of a citron whose fragrance is sweet, who is very good, and his taste is very sweet as well. And a person, a kamil believer, but he is lazy in reciting Quran. Acts according to Shariat and Sunnah, but is lazy in reciting Quran. He does not have any fragrance, but his taste is sweet. And the example of a fajr is who recites Quran. He recites Quran but does not act on the Quran. His example is like a rayhana. It's like a basil whose fragrance is good but his taste is not sweet. طعمها مر, has a bitter taste. ومثل الفاجر الذي لا يقرأ القرآن كمثل الحنظلة طعمها مر ولا ريح لها. And a fajr, a sinner who does not recite the Quran either, his example is like a, क्या कहेंगे यार? वो क्या होता है? What is that? Huh? Type of? Plant that is bitter. Yeah. So that, what did you say? What did you say? Colocynth. इसका उर्दू में तर्जमा क्या है? इसका उर्दू में तर्जमा है राइन. वो होता है, there is like a, it's a plant, really? क्यों जरा गूगल करें नाज़िर भाई? What is colocynth? COLOCYNTH.
Watermelon wine.
हाँ?
वो creeper type होता है.
इसकी शक्ल दिखाएं जरा. Yeah, exactly. It says it has many common names, including Abu Jahl's melon. So it's Abu Jahl's melon, man. It's like not a plant, it's like a fruit. ठीक है, इसको सर्च कर लेता है. Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam is giving, इसका उर्दू में राइन कहते हैं. Ra alif hamza noon, ra'in. So anyway, colocynth, COLOCYNTH. He says it's like a fruit which has a bitter taste and has no fragrance. Which has a bitter taste and has no fragrance. कौन किसकी बात कर रहे हैं? इमरान किसकी बात कर रहे हैं? किसकी मिसाल है? किसकी मिसाल है? Jazakallah. A fajr who does not recite Quran either. He doesn't have a taste nor has a smell. Good smell. Sheikh, Nabi Kareem is giving example and people understood, right? Okay, what is this example? وَمَثَلُ الْجَلِيسِ الصَّالِحِ كَمَثَلِ صَاحِبِ الْمِسْكِ. A good companion is like a man who has musk, who has fragrances. إِن لم يصبك منه شيء أصابك من ريحه. If you don't find anything from him, or if none of it if he does not give you anything, if you don't find anything from him, you will find from his good smell, right? किसी खुशबू वाले के पास अगर वो आपको कुछ ना दे तो खुशबू तो आएगी ना. क्यों अब्दुल साहब? We are like partners, we love perfumes, so we keep on talking about perfumes. That's why I mentioned it. Right? We're sharing our perfumes there as well. If anybody wants, welcome. We have put it outside for public. So if you don't get anything, at least you'll get good smell. وَمَثَلُ جَلِيسِ السُّوءِ كَمَثَلِ صَاحِبِ الْكِيرِ إِن لَمْ يُصِبْكَ مِنْ سَوَادِهِ أَصَابَكَ مِنْ دُخَانِهِ. And a bad companion is like a man who has bellows, like a, क्या कहते हैं उसे? Blacksmith. If his blackness does not go to you, वो जो क्या उसकी जो कालापन है, जो उसकी राख है, whatever you call your ashes or blackness, if it does not goes to you, the smoke will certainly come to you. You will certainly get the smoke. धुआं तो मिलेगा ही मिलेगा अगर उसकी वो जो उसकी राख ना मिले तो, right? So a good company is like a perfume seller or a perfume man, a person with perfume. If he does not give you perfume, अगर इतना कंजूस है वो, right? We offer to you, Bismillah, please. आप लोग तो नहीं करते शेयर. तो if it does not give you the perfume, at least how can you stop the smell? You will certainly smell the good smell. And the amazing would be who gives you his perfume plus he gives you his smell as well. That would be amazing company, isn't it? Noorun ala noor. So ये है मिसाल अच्छी कंपनी और बुरी कंपनी की. This is the example of a good company and a bad company. We've been talking about sohbah. This is sohbah. Prophet ﷺ is encouraging people to be in a good company. You'll get good smell at least. And a bad company is like a blacksmith. You'll get at least smoke. That's what we've been talking about. It is impossible, impossible, impossible that we are not affected by a bad company. It's impossible. We'll certainly be affected. धुआं तो आएगा कम से कम, वरना हो सकता है जल जाए. It's a possibility that we get burnt as well, but definitely get smoke, no doubt. तो इसलिए we should try to find good companies, my friends. ज़रूरी है. Alaikum bil jama'a, and also a good jama'a. Hold on to a company or to hold on to a group, and based on this hadith, also hold on to a good group. ठीक है. Ugly hadith is just a little change in the similar hadith. Next two actually. Next, وبه قال حدثنا ابن بشار قال حدثنا أبو عامر وأبو داود قال حدثنا زهير بن محمد قال حدثنا موسى بن وردان عن أبي هريرة رضي الله تعالى عنه أن النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم قال الرجل على دين خليله فلينظر أحدكم من يخالل. Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, a man is on the deen of his friend, so he should look at as to who is he's becoming friends with. एक इंसान, एक आदमी अपने दोस्त के दीन पर होता है, तो उसको चाहिए कि वो देखे कि वो किसके साथ दोस्ती कर रहा है. Right? A man is on the religion of his friend, so he should consider as to who he is making his friend. वही बात. ठीक. मैंने कुछ पीछे कहा जो आपने स्किप कर दिया, वो ऊपर से चलेगी बात. नहीं. अच्छा ठीक है, सही है, ठीक कह रहे. You're right. Thank you. The previous hadith. Thank you. وبه قال حدثنا عمرو بن عون قال أخبرنا ابن المبارك عن حيوة بن شريح عن سالم بن غيلان عن الوليد بن قيس عن أبي سعيد أو عن أبي الهيثم عن أبي سعيد رضي الله تعالى عنه عن النبي عليه الصلاة والسلام قال لا تصاحب إلا مؤمنا ولا يأكل طعامك إلا تقي. Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam is saying that don't keep a company except of a believer, and nobody should eat your meal except a muttaqi. Don't keep a company except with a believer, and nobody should eat your food except a muttaqi. क्या करें? फाजर को खाने न खिलाएं. Should not feed a फाजर. तबलीग वाले तो कहते हैं उनको बहुत खाने खिलाएं ताकि उनके दिल को अपनी तरफ माइल करें, ताकि उनको दावत दे सकें. That people say that we should feed them food to win their hearts, so that we can pass on the message to them. So how do we understand this hadith? This hadith is basically Prophet ﷺ is saying that who do you often invite for food? People who do you often invite for food are those people who you love. Your friends, intimate friends, right? अली ने मुझे कभी खाने पे नहीं बुलाया तो मुझे पता है कि वो क्या मेरे साथ relationship है इसका. Otherwise, people who you love, you invite them for food, right? Every once in a while. So, who should you be? Who should that person be? That person should be a muttaqi person, who you are close with, who you are intimate with, right? Who you do your mashwaras with, who do you talk to about yourself. That should be a muttaqi person. Otherwise, feed everybody food, even feed non-Muslims food. أطعموا الطعام وأفشوا السلام أطعموا الطعام وأفشوا السلام وصلوا الأرحام وصلوا بالليل والناس نيام تدخلوا الجنة بسلام أو كما قال عليه الصلاة والسلام. We feed people food. Prophet ﷺ encouraged to feed people food to everybody. Even feed food to animals. So why won't it be that we feed food to non-Muslims or anybody who is not even on deen? So this means that be only close with, intimate with those who are muttaqi people. Same concept. Be friends with people of taqwa, with good people. Otherwise, if you're friends with those people who do not follow deen, then you will. The next hadith, as we just did, الرجل على دين خليله. Then people will be on the deen of their close friends. You will become like them. فَلْيَنْظُرْ أَحَدُكُمْ مَنْ يُخَالِطُ. So one should look at as to who is becoming friends with. The next hadith. وَبِي قَالَ حَدَّثَنَا هَارُونُ بْنُ زَيْدٍ بن أبي الزرقاء قال حدثنا أبي قال حدثنا جعفر يعني ابن برقان يعني عن جزيد يعني ابن الأصم عن أبي هريرة رضي الله تعالى عنه يرفعه قال الأرواح جنود مجندة فما تعارف منها ائتلف وما تناكر منها اختلف. He said that the arwah, our ruh, whatever the plural of ruh is there. I don't know what's the translation of ruh in English. I don't think there is any translation. Chode yaar. Spirits. Soul, spirits. Ruh, sabko samajh mein aati hai, everybody knows what ruh is. He said the ruh were like a very munazzam, very marshaled junud, army, like an martial army. They were like a group, very organized groups in alam of arwah. And Prophet said, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, those who know one another, who knew one another, who got to know another, there will be friends with each other, would have like inclination in their hearts for each other. And those who did not will keep apart. Yani wahan pe alam arwah mein those arwah that knew each other, right? They were close. They were like billions of people, billions of arwah. Those arwah who knew each other there, when they come to the dunya, they will also have inclination in their hearts for each other. Sometimes we meet a person, and you get friends with them like in a minute. And some people, you be with them for like 10 years and not my type, right? That's what Prophet is saying, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, that those arwah who knew each other there in alam of arwah, when in this dunya, they have this ulfat in their hearts, that inclination in their heart, that love in their heart for each other. They get along very well. And those who did not know each other in alam of arwah, when they come in this dunya, they also they remain apart. They don't come closer. They don't like hook together easily or never at times, which is fine. एक मिनट जी बोल दें.
इसमें अगर वहाँ पे हैं या vice versa,
नहीं वहाँ पे जो थी, जो आलम अरवाह में एक दूसरे को जानती थी, यहाँ पे आके भी एक दूसरे से क्लिक कर जाती. वहाँ पे जो नहीं जानती थी, इस दुनिया में भी वो क्लिक नहीं करती, वो अलग अलग ही रहती. So so basically, in other words, personality matches, right? In other words, personality matches. So and so we try to keep a good company, and of course you don't force yourself to be in this company or that company or that company. Whoever you click with, that's fine. There is nothing wrong with that. We don't have to, stick ourselves to somebody forcefully. This is against nature. This is nature. This is human nature, right? अगर कुछ लोग कहते हैं बहुत मैंने कोशिश की मेरी उससे बनती नहीं है, कोई बात नहीं बनती है तो बस अच्छे तरीके. Be good to them though. Some people say, I've tried a lot, but I don't get along with him well. That's fine. But don't be bad with them. Don't break the rules of Shariat though. Right? Don't backbite them, don't hurt them, don't harm them, don't say anything wrong to them. So love them as much as you can, but if you cannot get along in a way that there is no bonding with them, that's fine. It is normal. It is normal human psychology based on what Prophet ﷺ is saying, and that's why it happens. So if I extend that to, you're talking about taking a mentor, a sheikh, a murshid, a guide, a teacher, or whatever, a trainer, right? So one of the things that we spoke about, we said, somebody asked a question, Adil Sahab, Shaykh Adil Sahab asked, we said, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I added a fourth one, and I said that take a mentor who you think that you can click with. That's fine. People do go to some, they're very, very good teachers, very good mentors, right? But just don't click with them. Their personality is very different than yours. And that is fine if you don't want to be, take that teacher, but rather take somebody else, because it is important that, we can sit together, we eat together, we travel together. That's important. And if somebody, don't even click with, then it will be hard to benefit from such a person. So, cheek. All right. Next bab. Babun fi karahiyat al-mira'i is a chapter regarding dislikeness of argumentation. Jhagda karne ki karahiyat, mumaniyat. Karahiyat be mana mumaniyat. Right? Karahiyat be mana prohibition. Prohibition of arguing with each other. وبه قال حدثنا عثمان بن أبي شيبة قال حدثنا أبو أسامة قال حدثنا بريد بن عبد الله عن جده أبي بردة عن أبي موسى رضي الله عنه قال كان رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم إذا بعث أحدا من أصحابه في بعد أمره قال بشروا ولا تنفروا ويسروا ولا تعسروا. I love this hadith. I love all hadiths, of course, but subhanAllah. There's some that you really want to just propagate throughout the world, right? Bashiru. He said that Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, when he would send one of his companions for some matters, and he will send him to do something to some group of people, he used to advise them, Bashiru wala tunaffiru. Give glad tidings to people. Don't scare them. Basharate dena, nafrate mat phailana. Right? उनके दिल तंग मत करना, उनको स्केर डरा मत देना, डराना नहीं, बशारतें देना, right? Give glad news, don't scare them. क्योंकि both Prophet ﷺ was sent as Bashir and Nazir. We were speaking about this yesterday and this morning. We need mahabba and we need khawf. We need love and we need fear. We need hope and we need, fear. Iman is between hope and fear. Al-imanu bayn al-khawfi wal-raja. It is between hope and fear. We have to keep that balance. That's what we were talking about this morning. Lekin, first when you're going to somebody, a da'i, a person who is calling, should be giving basharat, should be giving glad news, good news, glad tidings. You know what? Pray and inshallah will get Jannah. Right? If you forgive people, Allah Ta'ala will forgive you. These are basharats. These are glad news, good tidings. Otherwise, if you don't forgive, you'll be roasted in the fire. Don't scare them off first. Of course, the first you start with this. Lekin when we see, कि ye लातों के भूत हैं, बातों से नहीं मानेंगे, right? They won't understand. Then, you know what? Astaghfirullah. What are we doing? Do you know the consequences? Do you know the snakes in the graves? Do you know the fire, the boiling water? Right? But that's later. And that is when people don't understand. So bashiru. He said first give them glad news. Wala tunaffiru. Don't scare them off. Right? Wayassiru wala tu'assiru. Make things easy and do not make things difficult. लोगों के लिए आसानियाँ पैदा करो, मुश्किलें मत पैदा करो. That's what we were talking about the other day. See, Aisha said, radiyallahu anha, that whenever Prophet ﷺ has a choice between two things, and Maulana Sajjad was also mentioning the other day, then क्या करो? देखो मुझे आप सबके बयानात याद हैं बच्चों. I remember each and every one of your talk because, I was al-qassam wa huwa shaheed. I was listening attentively by being in the majlis. I asked you questions and you guys are, क्या बात की थी पता नहीं, ये क्या बात है, ये तो अच्छी बात नहीं है ना, that's not good. I was listening very attentively because one of the reasons that I came here was also to listen to you guys. That's why we did mashwara that after Asr majlis would be one of yours. It's not me talking all the time. I also want to listen as well. Khair. तो क्या मैं कह रहा था कि make things easy, don't make things difficult for people. Prophet ﷺ, Sayyidah Aisha said radiyallahu anha, that Prophet ﷺ, whenever he had a choice between two things and both are within the fold of Shariat, no sin, no wrong thing, nothing wrong involved in that, he would choose the easier of them two. Right? But if it was a sin, then he was the furthest away from that thing. So within the folds of Shariat, and the example that we gave for pata nahi kya, I mean, where there the fazilat is the same, similar. Why do I have to choose between, a harder thing when the fazilat is the same? For example, we spoke about wiping over the leather socks versus washing feet, right? Similar fadilat, and when it's cold, why do you have to wash thanda pani, sardi bar, or no, I have to wash. If you have a leather sock, if you have a khuf, then wear and wipe over it, that's fine. Prophet ﷺ on the day of Fatah Makkah, generally speaking, his sunnat was to do wudu for every prayer. Generally, his sunnah was to make wudu for every prayer. Right? It's good to do. There are fadail of doing wudu. On the day of Fatah Makkah, what he did was, he wore leather khufs. Khufs are leather socks basically. He wore leather socks, he wore khuf, and he did wudu possibly at around Fajr time or whatever. Fajr, I think. And he prayed all his prayers of the day with leather socks on that day. So now Umar was observing. They were learning. Ya Rasulullah, this is not something that you do. This is not something that you do generally, normally. He said, I did it purposely, Umar. I did it purposely. Why? On the day of Fatah Makkah, there were like hundreds, if not thousands, who entered into Islam on the same day. He wanted to tell them it's easy. Deen is easy. You don't have, because for them water was an issue. It was a project. It was a project, literally. In the morning, you go, you travel for like 5 kilometers, you walk for like 5 kilometers, you get water out of the well, put it in your water skins, carry it, bring it all the way back, and then you use that all day long for your drinking, for your istinja, for your wudu, for your ghusl. And it was a project, right? Water was a rare commodity. And if Prophet ﷺ was doing wudu for every prayer that day, and even more than that, many of them did not have shoes. They were walking on, barefooted, and the most that would get dirty were their feet, right? So it's easy to wash your arm, right? Thoda sa, take a little bit of water, and you just wash it, like 2, 3, 4, 5 drops fall off. That's washing. It's easy, but assume your feet are dirty. They're like filled with dirt and dust. So to wash them imagine how much water would that need. So if he was doing wudu for every prayer and washing his feet and all of that, people looking, oh my God, this is tough. Little water, how will we do? Prophet ﷺ, what did he do? He prayed all prayers, one wudu, because he did not break his wudu, that's why. And he wore another socks purposely, and he wiped over them. It's easy. This is dawat. This is inviting people to deen. Yassiru, wala tu'assiru. Make it easy, man. Yesterday we were talking about, right, an African American entering into Islam. Let him come to the masjid. Don't put shalwar kameez on him on the first day. Make it easy. Come on. Let him come with his earrings. That's okay. Right? Let him come with his earrings. I was once traveling, and the person sitting next to me, I was coming from Pakistan to Dubai, and majority of them, all of them possibly were Pakistanis. The guy sitting next to me, and he had tattoos all over. And subhanallah, I recite my du'as and all of at the start of the travel. He was also making dua. I said, mashallah, right? Looked like tattoos all over. So I understood that he has done tawbah because of his attitude. So then I thought, okay, I would have never asked him about tattoos, definitely, because if he was like that. But I thought, I wanted to know more about tattoos. I don't know much about tattoos. I mean, read whatever I've read, but practical experience of people. So I just thought, Assalamu alaikum, wa alaikum assalam, how are you? Right? Why do people make tattoos? I just asked him, what's going within that they want to make tattoos? Astaghfirullah, astaghfirullah, astaghfirullah. I want to take them off. I can't. What can I do? And no, don't worry. I'm not asking you, okay, you have done it. MashaAllah, I see you're a very good man. You're making your du'as, I know. But sort of janna chahta, what goes within? What's the psychology of people that they want to put on tattoos? Right? So, but some people, astaghfirullah, what is this? Oh, bichara kuch kar hi nahi sakta ab to. Right? Even some people, shaitan comes to them and he says, no, I cannot do anything, let me be the way that I am. Rather than inviting them that, whatever is the situation with hikmat, but rather than bringing them onto tawbah, they become so, we push them away by being harsh on them, they will never come on deen. So, yassiru, wala tu'assiru. आसानियाँ पैदा करें जो शरीयत के अंदर मत इस तरह टांग खड़ी करवा के हाथ से चावल खिलवाएं पहले दिन भाइयों है ना एक टांग खड़ी करके हाथ से चावल खाओ चम्मच से खा रहे हो अस्तगफिरुल्लाह there are people like that there are people like that they'll criticize how come he's eating his rice like that how come he's sitting like this how come this is that if it is within shariat if sitting like this is fine if sitting like this is fine, if sitting like this is fine, if they're all fine within Shariat, if eating, in a certain way is fine within the fold of Shariat, if they're all fine, don't make things easy. Yassiru, wala tu'assiru. And there can be hundreds or thousands of examples if we start talking about it and start thinking about it. But a general principle, whenever Prophet ﷺ will send one of his sahabi to a group of people, he will tell them, كان رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم إذا بعث أحدا من أصحابه في بعد أمره. I mean this can, we have to see, but sometimes kana is for istimrar. Every time, whenever he would send people, a sahaba to people, he will all no issues, listen to music. It's okay if you don't put on hijab. It's okay if you don't even pray. Right, it's okay, Jamaat. You don't have to go to the masjid, just turn on your TV and, if the Jamaat is happening, you just pray. Allahu Akbar, kya ho gaya hai? This is the other extreme. This is outside fold of Sharia. Subhanallah, a fatwa somebody giving that you can join the haram prayer in Tando Adam Khan. Subhanallah. Just turn on your TV. And now you don't even turn. You have TVs. All of us have a TV, right? First there used to be, somebody was saying that, right? First there was one TV in the house. Now we have 5 TVs in the house. Everybody has a personalized TV, right? On demand. So, Makkah, search live Makkah, and then you put, he says, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. There are people saying things like that. Please, for God's sake, right? Go to the masjid. Come for itikaf. That's not difficult. We have thought it's difficult. But of course, we do take things on which has fadail, which has virtues. This is about if there is a choice between two things, similar reward, then take the easy part, the easy thing. That's what we should be doing. So फिर क्या होता है? Why is it in this bab? في كراهية المراء, right? When we will make things easy, we won't be arguing with people, right? फिर तो सब मोहब्बत ही मोहब्बत होगी ना. Then we all love. وفي قال حدثنا مسدد قال حدثني يحيى بن سفيان قال حدثني إبراهيم بن المحاجر عن مجاهد عن قائد السائب عن السائب رضي الله عنه قال أتيت النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم فجعلوا يثنون علي ويذكروني فقال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم أنا أعلمكم يعني به قلت صدقت क्या करें इसमें लिखा मिसप्रिंट है. अच्छा. قال أتيت النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم فجعلوا يثنون علي ويذكروني فقال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم أنا أعلمكم يعني به قلت صدقت بأبي أنت وأمي كنت شريكي فنعم الشريك كنت لا تداري ولا تماري. Abu Sa'ib says radiyallahu anhu that I came to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam and people started to praise me and make a mention of me. So Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, I know you. I know about you. That is, he knew him. I said, my father and mother be sacrificed for you. You were my partner, and how good a partner. You neither disputed nor quarreled. So basically, Sayyidina Sa'ib, he came to the Prophet ﷺ, and when he came, so people thought he did not know him. So they said, oh, amazing man, wonderful man. Oh, he said, I know him. I know him better than you. Ana a'lamukum. I know him better than you. Right? Yani Sa'ib. He was his partner once upon a time. Maybe a business partner did something with him. So he said, may my mother and father be sacrificed upon you. You were my partner, and how amazing partner were you. Why? Because you never disputed nor fought. कभी ना आपने लड़ाई की ना झगड़ा किया. In other words, लड़ाई झगड़े तो आम हैं. क्यों निर्मल भाई? है ना? तिजारत में लड़ाई तो आम है ना. लड़ेंगे हर छोटी छोटी बात के ऊपर. So Prophet ﷺ, he said, you never quarreled, you never disputed, you never quarreled. How amazing were you as my partner. And this is the Prophet of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So one should not argue, should not fight. And if somebody, and we did the hadith the other day, in fact there is another version of that hadith, that if somebody gets into an argumentation, into a dispute, and if he is wrong and he leaves it for the sake of Allah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will give him a house in the surroundings of paradise. There's another version. One we did the other day in Babu Husn al-Khuluq. This is another version. That if he leaves that dispute for the sake of Allah, Allah ta'ala will give him a house in the surroundings of paradise. And if he gets into a dispute, an argumentation, and if he was right in his claim, and he leaves it for the sake of Allah, Allah Ta'ala will give him a house in the middle of paradise. Right? I get into a dispute. We start talking and I say something, you say something else. That turns into a dispute and argumentation. And I am right. I know I'm right. You are wrong. I can prove it. I have dalail. I can prove it. But I said, it has gotten into an argument now. It's a dispute now. It's an argument. Ladai ban gayi hai, jhagda ban gaya. I said, let it go, yaar. Come on. The weather is very nice today, isn't it? I just changed the topic, right? Leave it. Allah Ta'ala will give that person a house in the middle of paradise. He could have proven his point. He could have argued. He left it for the sake of Allah. And if he was wrong, he should have in any way. If he was wrong, he should have in any way. But still, if he leaves it for the sake of Allah, Allah Ta'ala will still give him a house in the surroundings of paradise. Again, talking about the levels of the daraja in the paradise that he'll get. He will still get a paradise. He should have left it, but he left it for the sake of Allah. My friends, argumentation will lead to a fight. It can lead to cutting off relationships and whatnot, causing hatred. So Allah Ta'ala wants that we do not argue, do not fight. Let's talk about it in a human way. If we can talk about it in a human way, let's do it. If we can't, leave it. Forget it. Chodo yaar. Aap jeet gaye yaar. Aap jeet gaye. ठीक आपकी बात हो गई. क्या करें आज बकलावा किधर से लाएं? गुलू गुगू से लाएं? क्या है? क्या जगह है यार? गुलू लुगू, हाँ गुलू से लाएं कि हम लाए, हाँ सुल्तान बाबा से यार. मेरे को सुल्तान बाबा गुलू नहीं सुल्तान बाबू गुलू सुल्तान गुलू. Achha, gulu. Come on, cheek. All right, fine. Let's be gulu. What difference does it make at the end of the day? It's like a small little sweet thing with some pistachios inside and hazelnuts, and it's so amazing in taste, and it just melts in the mouth. Or lag rahi hai bhook. आज रात सब बकलावा खाएंगे इंशाल्लाह. देखना तज़किरा कर दिया ना. Just reminded people of that. So what difference does it make, yaar? Come on. Kya qiyamat aa jayegi? Will the sky fall down? What will happen? Nothing. Right? We are talking about in normal things, not in the matters of if you say there is no, you don't. Somebody says there are only 3 prayers. And I say, no, there are 5 prayers. No, 3. I say 5. I won't budge on that though. Right? There are 5. Let's not talk. You're not right. I'm right, but let's leave it. वहाँ नहीं कहेंगे यार, just right, whatever you want. No. I am right, you are wrong, but let's leave it, forget it. Because there's no point convincing, because he does not want to listen. Again, even if it's like these sorts of things where I cannot agree to what he's saying, but there's no point arguing because he's not listening, he does not want to listen. He's not in that mode of listening. So what's the point in arguing in any way in this case as well? समझ में आ रही है? तो लड़ाई किसी तरह से फ़ायदा नहीं है. There's no point in arguing in any way. So leave it for the sake of Allah. सीख के जा रहे हैं कि नहीं सीख के जा रहे हैं? अब लड़ाई तो नहीं करेंगे ज़िंदगी में भाइयों. No argumentation ever in our life, especially with your wife. Ali bhai, कोई नहीं यार. I say this chair should be here. She says no, it should be there. No, here. No. Let it be what she says. Yeah. Let it be wherever she wants. If she wants this wall blue, let it be blue. Yeah. Who cares? क्या फर्क पड़ता है? सूफी बन जाए ना दरवेश. तुल जलाल. क्या मजे की जिंदगी है यार. What an amazing life. Seriously, yeah. But if she says, let's not wake the 10-year-old for Fajr, no. That's not. We must, what Prophet has said, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, wake them up for Fajr. Then there is no leniency there. समझ में आ गई? कहाँ लड़ना है, कहाँ नहीं लड़ना है. वहाँ भी लड़ना नहीं है, वहाँ भी प्यार समझा है. Subhanallah. Amazing houses, amazing relationships, no argumentations, no fights. Just love each other, forgive each other, let it go. Be soft and gentle. This is sunnah. ठीक. ठीक है, यहाँ पे we'll stop here, inshallah. وآخر دعوانا أن الحمد لله رب العالمين سبحان الله وبحمده سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله.